Good morning, everybody. So it's Friday, it's the busiest day of the week, and we got a lot to do. So we just got home from market. We had a pretty good day, but now we gotta start getting another load around for Friday. While we were at market, the guys got a ton of stuff picked. To start off, we're gonna pick up the red potatoes that they got. They got right around 35 baskets. Now that the reds are loaded up, we're gonna move on to the white. So now that the potatoes are done, we're going to move on to eggplant and peppers. So now that everything's loaded up, we're going to start washing. The first thing we're going to start with is the weeby littles. Then we'll move into the warty pumpkins. Now on to the orangitas. Some of these are a little bit green, but that's because I told you they cross-pollinated. These are the casperitas now. Now we're on to the pumpkimons. If there's anything you guys would like to see more of, like picking or washing, please leave a comment down below. I like to show about a 10 to 30 second clip of every single vegetable that we grow and then washing it so that you get a good idea of everything, but I don't want to focus too much time on each thing or my videos would just be way too long. So now we're moving on to squash. This is the spaghetti squash. Then the butternut squash. And then lastly, the acorn squash. So now moving on to watermelon. This will probably be about the last time we pick for the season. You can see my dad tap that one there and set it down. That's because this time of year you gotta be really careful. If they don't sound right, they're no good. So now we moved on to cauliflower, and as you can see, we've got a ton of it. Now this whole field is not on, but this section that we're in right now is really on and it's loaded. So now we're back to the shed with the cauliflower and watermelon. In those green trays, there's about 5 heads in each one, so there should be right around 100 heads for tomorrow. Alright, so as you can see at the back of the shed now, it's starting to get dark. We're finally on our last thing for tonight, which is bagging potatoes. We're going to do about 9 of each, red and white. It's not really hard at all, but it's just a long process to make sure all the potatoes that you're putting in are good and there's no problems with anything. So like I said, as we're bagging, we try not to put anything bad or small in. So you can see I just went over with that other basket. That's for my small ones, and then the other one I just put behind it is going to be for my bad ones. So now that we're done bagging, we're going to move on to tying them. I tie these the same way I do the bags of corn. It's a little bit more difficult because that cardboard is thicker and it's hard to manipulate the bag the way I'd like it to. But once I get it right, as you can see right there, it goes pretty easy. I can just take the bag tire and it goes right across. I have to go a little slower too. I have to keep tapping the throttle, but other than that, it's pretty easy. So now here it is Friday morning and we're gonna start loading truck.
Before, right?
All these going on?
Yeah. Is that enough?
We gotta do a lot of different things in the morning, between loading all the crates of peppers and then loading bins and pallets of all our produce and picking corn like you're gonna see here in a little bit. So now that the truck is mostly loaded, we're gonna head out to the cornfield and start picking some sweet corn. So now that the bin is loaded, we're gonna head back to the shed, load this on my trailer for my truck, and then we're gonna head out and pick some pumpkins. Usually we try and get a lot of stuff the night before, but between not getting home from market until 4 o'clock on Thursday and then working till dark, we just didn't have time to pick stuff like pumpkins and stackers. So before we put this pallet of bagged potatoes on the truck, we wanted to wrap it in plastic just to be sure that nothing's going to fall over and tip and fall off the trailer as we're driving down the road. Alright, so we just got done loading. We have a bin of assorted pumpkins and Turk's turbans and stackers. And we got tomatoes and some peppers and onions, watermelon, a pallet of bagged potatoes, red and white, corn, and then over here on the van we have hot pepper bushes, onions, tomatoes, cabbage, cauliflower, and all sorts of peppers. Alright, so now we just showed up to market, and as you can see, we're just starting to get set up. There's not really anybody in the market besides the other farmers. It usually takes right around an hour to an hour and a half to get set up, but the market doesn't advertise it opens till 12, and we usually get there around 10:30, so that gives us some good time. So now it's about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and the people are starting to roll in.
We need $12, 2 for 20 on this, honey. One, I think this side is better. Don't get it back. Get it back.
That's my other bag, okay.
And what if I do that step in here?
Want to put it right at the end? I'm going to go out there.
Yeah, it's okay. No
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's all right.
Does anyone need help? How much is it?
2 for 5. I had 2 extra peppers here. One might have been a little bit.
Alright, so I just got home from market, and as you can see, we had a pretty good day. All these bins are empty. Even this pallet is empty. This is what the bag of potatoes were on. But they're actually not all sold. They're still in the yellow van at market. I came home about an hour early. I want to start getting some stuff set up at the market because tomorrow's Saturday. It's going to be another big day. So I think I'm going to call it a wrap for this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. And always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.